The Shadow of the Snufflenog. AI story producer, Ali Baniadam. Alara and Oren loved their treehouse, the high perch. It was a fortress of wood and rope hidden high in the whispering leaves of the old oak tree. They were sitting inside, finishing a game of checkers, as the sky turned the color of raspberry jam. "It's getting late," Oren said, tidying the pieces into a small cloth bag. "We should head down." Ilara nodded, but her eyes were fixed on the shadows growing long and purple below them. Rattle, scratch, tap. A sudden rough sound came from the base of the oak. It sounded like something big, something with long, sharp claws, moving in the dry leaves right below their perch. Ilara gasped and pulled her blanket tighter. "A Snufflenog," she whispered, her voice tight with terror. "It's the legendary Snufflenog. It smells children and only comes out when the sky is jam-colored." Oren tried to peek through the floorboards. "Ilara, there's no such thing as a Snufflenog. You made it up last summer." He listened again. "It sounds like a small, unhappy noise." "It's huge," Ilara insisted, clutching the blanket. "It has 3 eyes, a prickly green hide, and teeth like dull trowels. And it's right under us, getting ready to climb." The rustling sound grew louder. "Let's use the spy scope," Oren suggested calmly, holding up their cardboard telescope. "If it's 3-eyed and huge, we can get a good look before it reaches the rope ladder." Ilara reluctantly handed over the spy scope, but she hid behind a large, forgotten cushion. "Only look at its feet," she instructed. "The feet are the scariest part. They're like giant, fuzzy shovels." Oren put the scope to his eye and focused down through a gap in the branches. He paused for a long moment, completely silent. Then he slowly lowered the spy scope. "Well," Ilara squeaked, her voice muffled by the cushion. "Did it see you? Are the shovel feet wiggling?" Oren knelt down and pointed toward the tree's base. "The Snufflenog is here, Ilara, but look, you might have slightly misjudged its size." Oren climbed down and returned with the creature in his arms. At the bottom of the oak tree, happily batting a dry leaf back and forth, was a tiny, fuzzy gray kitten. Rattle, scratch, tap went its little paw. Ilara stared. The ferocious 3-eyed Snufflenog, with teeth like trowels, had shrunk into a purring fluff ball. She laughed, a big whooshing sound of relief. "My imagination is bigger than its appetite," she declared, scooping up the kitten. The Shadow of the Snufflenog Tale, a short story for elementary kids. Based on the first chapter of The Expectation Effect by David Robson and created with the help of AI tools Gemini, DeepSeek, ChatGPT, and Grok, including illustrations and an animation version. This story teaches children that our big imaginations and fears can bend reality. When we stop looking at our worries as facts and instead watch the world calmly and openly, we discover that most fears are harmless. Creativity can then turn those worries into joy, kindness, and a happy adventure.